Hi, I'm Kate Immordino, and I'm an advisor instructor for the Certificate in HR program at Rutgers Executive Education.
And I'm Denise Redmond, and I work alongside Kate as an instructor advisor.
So Denise, I thought we would talk about how a student can be successful in this program. What are some of the key things that they need to do?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question, and I do have students pose that often, given they have priorities. So I would say it depends upon their current situation and what their goals are. This is a self-directed program. However, there are parameters, right? So we do have time that's wrapped around this certificate and completion of this certificate. I always say, Kate, and I don't know if you tell your students this, but I always say you have to complete or create a plan. And
Absolutely.
Not only create that plan, but stick to it. And I think that's where we can be helpful, is helping them not only create that plan, but also helping them hold themselves accountable for reaching or completing that plan.
I agree. Most students have 6 months to complete the program, and I know I've had some who, depending on their life circumstances and their goals for this program, I've seen people complete it in much shorter amounts of time, and I've seen people who kind of parcel it out and take the whole 6 months to do it, which is fine. But I think you're right. They can be successful if they set a plan and set a goal up front. And I know I'm always willing to work with them on scheduling their interactions with me. So either, we can meet on a regular schedule, and sometimes that helps people stay on track. Or, I think it's important for them to know what time they have available. And as you said, to plan for when they're going to do this and make it kind of a commitment to how soon they see themselves getting through the program.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that in, you set up, you can schedule your interactions out, and then a student might know, I'm going to be meeting with Kate, I'm going to be meeting with Denise in 6 weeks. That means I need to complete this much or these topics in order to have a productive conversation. So I love that you mentioned that. I also like to tell them or advise them to set that time aside that they're going to be working on their program. So I almost say, liken it to, at the end of the day, if that's when you choose to focus on your studies, pretend as if you're having to go into a classroom. Limit your distractions. Set that time up on your calendar and make sure everyone around you knows that this is your time to focus on you, on your development, on your studies. And for some that works. For others, they have a different method, maybe a different way in which they can work through it. But setting that time aside as a meeting, creating that plan, critical. Oh, go ahead, Kate.
No, I was just going to say I agree with that. I think that if you treat it as a professional meeting, a professional engagement, that's you think about it that way.
Yeah. I also think that the resources that Skillport has within itself is critical. So utilize those resources per course. Each course has tangible takeaways that an individual or student can either file save onto their desktop, or, which I have many students do, they print out those, whether it's the transcripts or the skill briefs and the job aids, they print them out, they put them in a binder, they tab them, and they utilize those resources for either the beginning of their notes or for future reference, right? I mean,
absolutely.
That to me is probably one of the best takeaways, tangible takeaways from the program.
Right, and I would add the library to that too. Skillport maintains a library that's updated almost every week that I like to tell students they can go in and look for more information about a topic they find interesting, or, just explore and see what some of the articles and the videos that are out there can do for them. So I agree with you that the tools are really important, and I think my students use them the same way. The other thing I think they can do to be successful is to have an understanding of what their learning style is, because the online portion can be customized to fit that. You can view the presentations, you can listen to them, you can watch the transcript as you listen to them. I always tell them it's whatever combination works best for you, that you can utilize that to fit your own learning style so that you're getting the most out of it.
Oh, I think that's, I would agree with you there. I would just add one more thing to that, and that is be curious. Ask questions. That's what we're there for. So if you're going through the course and you're stuck on something, write that question down. And whether you're emailing it to us, holding on to it until we have that conversation, ask questions. That's what we're there for.
Absolutely. I think that really makes the difference. And that lets us, as advisors, also structure the program so that we can even more fully address the topics that are important to that person. They may have an area that they really, really are interested in, and we can help them spend a little more time on that, or to explore an area that they don't know that much about yet. So definitely questions and curiosity are important.